Hey guys and occasional girls, my name is GrrrVahrrr and this is Dead Space. I was really excited for this game. It is well known as a modern survival horror which takes place in space and doesn't suck. It has 86 score on Metacritic. Never trust the damn scores. Let's start with a story. We play as Isaac Clarke, who is a space engineer and was sent to repair communications on USG Ishimura as a part of a 5-man team. Oh, and your wife is on the ship and she sent Isaac a clear message that something is wrong.
Isaac, it's me. I wish I could talk to you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about everything. I wish I could just talk to someone. It's all falling apart here. I can't believe what's happening. It's strange. Such a little thing.
Did I mention that USG Ishimura is the biggest planet cracker ever? And as big as a small city with thousands of people on board, including a couple of hundreds of engineers and scientists. Why the fuck do you send 5 people to help it and repair stuff on it? What can they do what like 100 of engineers can't? And clearly arrive a couple of hours after the events on the ship. So we didn't come from the colony, which is totally fucked by this point. So what the hell are we doing here in the first place? Oh, and except you, only the woman named Kendra is a computer specialist, which is somewhat useful. The other guy, Zach, is just a security officer. And we're not even given names of the other 2 guys, so we know they're gonna die in like 5 minutes.
All this trouble over that chunk of rock.
Shortly, we have an out of nowhere crush scene, which is a total nonsense. An asteroid hits them. What the fuck? You have huge windows on deck, can't you see an asteroid approaching? Don't you have sensors for it? It's space, it's full of freaking asteroids, morons! Even if you are in a tractor beam, you should have some kind of protection. I know that a crash is needed for the plot, so they couldn't escape all that easily, but why is it so stupid? They're rescuing a ship that cracks planets open. Of course there will be a lot of debris around, and you have nothing to deal with it.
What the hell were you thinking? Were you trying to get us killed?
The ship crashes and we go through a tutorial. By the way, look how Isaac walks. Isn't it weird? It isn't the same animation that they use for other people. It looks like he's 60 and on meds. I have watched him walking for 10 hours and it kinda left a strange impression on me. I don't even know what's wrong with it, it's just strange? Okay, so sooner rather than later monsters attack, chase Isaac, he escapes and gets a weapon. It isn't actually a weapon, it's a power tool, which shoots plasma bolts that cut through stuff. Why the hell would you need such a power tool? It's like the most stupidest and the most dangerous idea a person can come up with. People get injured a lot using modern day machinery that doesn't shoot anything, and you design this thing. Holy Christ, I can't even imagine the situation it can be used in a normal space life and which can't be solved by a normal tool. All other weapons that are supposed to be power tools have similar problems. So, is it just an American thing to fix stuff by shooting at it? Okay, let's save it for later. Story. It sucks ass! Look at the first task we're given. Fix the tram. Okay.
All trams now operational. Tram arriving at flight deck station. Quarantine lifted.
Second task, fix the ship. Kinda failed there, but okay. Third task, get stuff for Kendra.
Find the captain and you'll find his rig. With his authorization codes, I can crack this computer wide open.
Damn it.
And to get a thing for Kendra, I have to get 2 other things to open the door.
Get to the morgue. Get some thermite from medical storage and a shock pad from zero-G therapy. Should be down the corridor.
Am I playing Zelda? Fourth task. Fix fuel and gravity thingy to fix the engine.
Engines firing.
Fifth task. Fix asteroid defense system. Sixth task. Fix oxygen. By killing a giant thing in the food storage. Alright. But to do it, we need to make poison. So, get Kendra a thing mission starts. Fucking shit.
Let's hope that poison works. Head back to the tram station and get up to hydroponics as fast as you can.
Isaac makes the poison, goes to hydroponics, kills small poisoners, and prepares to fight the Leviathan, the biggest and scariest monster on the ship. Which is a giant infected space asshole. No, really, it is literally a giant infected space asshole. Are you kidding me? You must be. It's like, it's the worst form of trolling ever. Or the best one, cause I'm pissed. Who was the idiot who designed this thing? Why? Okay, 7th task. Get stuff for Kendra. A key to be precise. And look, she's also tired of this bullshit.
Couldn't be easy, could it? I don't know how much more of this I can take.
8th task. Get a beacon. 9th task. Launch an asteroid. To do it, you have to break stuff. Wow, what a fucking twist of events! But wait, don't get too cocky, cause the 10th task is to fix the communications, which result in a military ship crash caused by one necromorph. And don't get too excited either, cause you gotta get a singularity core from the ship to fix the shuttle to escape. Fuck, why?
Couldn't be easy, could it? I don't know how much more of this I can take.
Next task. Find 3 navigation cards for Kendra. And to get them, you need a crew key, motherfucker.
God knows why. There's 3 of them scattered around the deck. I'm downloading their locations. I can't access the doors from here, so you'll need a crew key. If you can find those parts, I think we can get that shuttle operational again.
You get them and finally a more interesting part starts. 9 hours into the game. 9 hours out of 10 I was fixing stuff and finding stuff to fix more stuff. 9 fucking hours of my life wasted for boring bullshit. Isaac is the guy in the office that you call when you need a new pen or your desk lamp doesn't work. Holy Christ, even Mario never fixes a toilet in any game and there are like 50 of them. Yeah, I know that we're on the ship to fix things because we're a rescue mission. But why the fuck didn't anyone tell the writers that it's just the insignificant reason for the main character to be in an extreme situation and he shouldn't literally be doing errands for fools? At some point I just stopped caring what the hell I was fixing. I just pressed B and let the interface guide me to the next thing I should fix. I couldn't care less. It is not about Isaac fixing things. It's about Isaac finding his wife, caring for his wife Nicole, and he wants to find her, he wants to save her, but I assume he does. He doesn't show it in any way, shape or form. It's more like, save me Isaac! Shut up bitch, I'm trying to fix stuff over here! There is also this scene. He meets her for the first time and nothing. He just protects her since she opens the door for him and that's it. I know he's a silent protagonist, but can you show at least some kind of emotion through gesture or something?
Okay, the door's unlocked, Isaac. I can't get over to you, but I'll find a way. I love you. This will all be over soon.
There is a subplot to this story. We're told like 100 times that people suffer from hallucinations on the ship. And the more time Isaac spends there, the more he starts seeing Nicole. And come on, we know that she's dead. It's like cliché of clichés of all survival horrors. And we know that she's merely Isaac's hallucination. And even Kendra starts seeing her brother at some point. Also, Nicole's dialect is kinda weird, so it's obvious that she isn't real, which will be important for the ending. But first, there is a much more interesting story in the game rather than watching Isaac fixing things and not giving two shits about his wife. It is the story of what actually happened on the ship before Isaac interrupted, which we discover through video, audio and text logs. In Dead Space universe, the most popular religion is Unitology. Every colony, every ship has a church of Unitology, and a lot of rich and influential people are a part of it. And the more money you spend on the church, the more influence you get within a church, which is the first sign of a cult. But people seem to dig it, and they really seem to believe in... Oh, fuck if I know, it's never actually explained. Unitology was founded by a guy named Altman, who discovered that government found an alien marker and covered it. That's it. So, well, they always say, "May Altman be with you." Is he their god? But he only discovered the government conspiracy. Is it enough to become a deity in far future? Sure, they're not worshipping him, it's just too stupid. Maybe they're worshipping the aliens, which they know nothing about, since Altman never discovered anything else rather than the fact that there are aliens. And how retarded you gotta be to worship aliens anyway? Please, Scientology, don't sue me. Yeah, the core thing about Unitology is that to go to alien heaven you first have to die. Wow, what an extreme unusual idea, which had every religion ever. I wonder if there is actually depth to it, but if it isn't clear for a person who finished the game, explored every room, found and read most part of logs, you fucking suck, game, and suck hard. All I know is that they really liked the marker and went nuts after they discovered it on the planet. Entirely by accident, and how did it get there? It will be revealed in the ending. That fucking... Relax. So they went nuts. This guy helped a lot. He really establishes himself as a main human villain. We see him kill people all the time, and he created this thing which is the scariest monster in the game, since you can't kill it. But later, he just dies. He calls Isaac and dies. And we never see him again, ever. It's like developers trolling a player again, by giving him a villain, who I hope to fight, maybe in the monster form, but he's just, "Watch me die, sucker, and go fix that coffee machine for Kendra."
Join me as I gaze upon the face of God.
Nevertheless, monsters called Necromorphs start attacking, killing, and making more Necromorphs. They're controlled by a hive mind, and the only way to fix things is to make hive mind and the marker whole again. We get another mad scientist to explain it to Isaac, so he kinda rolls with it.
The church, they think the marker is divine, but they don't know what's happened here, what's been released. Look. Look at this. That is what we found in the core of the planet. Mercer calls it the hive mind. It's the source, controlling the necromorphs telepathically. We were so stupid! But Amelia, she knew it could be stopped by returning the marker to the planet. The marker was containing it within the planet. Return the marker and seal the hive mind.
Actually, this is a really confusing point during the game, because one guy tells me, take the marker to the planet, and Kendra was like, fuck all this shit, we have a shuttle, let's go home. And Isaac, he never speaks or expresses his opinion, and the player is also not given the choice, so it becomes more like press B for route and see where it takes you. We get the marker to the shuttle, not entirely sure where it was going, but who gives a fuck. And this happens.
There's no time to waste, we must do it!
The guy was clearly shot by someone in front or behind him. But there is no one there, so his chest just exploded for no reason, leaving me very confused. But thankfully, it's all explained quite fast.
Sorry, Isaac. I couldn't let him go through with it. I suppose I should thank you for finding the marker. We even managed without help from the USM Valor. Thank you for helping me find it, by the way. My department's been looking for this place for a long time. See what Kind didn't know was? It was the government's mess to begin with. This whole planet is one big experiment. The marker? This divine relic? Made by man. They reverse engineered it a couple of 100 years ago from the real marker, a true alien artifact recovered on Earth. They dug it up, studied it, and they made it their own. Then they brought it to Aegis 7 and activated it. And you've seen the result. The stuff of nightmares. They sealed the system, and no one would have been the wiser. But then the CEC blunders in and starts tearing the planet apart. The experiment was still alive. Kind was right about the hive mind. The marker would contain it, but that doesn't matter now, does it? I have the marker, and this entire system can go to hell. For what it's worth, you did a great job, Isaac. See you around. Or maybe not.
Wait, I have so many questions. First, if the real marker is on Earth, was it destroyed by necromorphs? What was it doing there? Where is the Earth's hive mind? Wasn't it activated? What is the marker? Does it generate the hive mind out of the thin air? How is it possible? You should know you rebuild it. And how come one necromorph managed to destroy a military ship full of soldiers that were trained to kill them, I assume? Because they were sent to retrieve a specific item from a specific threat. Or didn't anyone tell them? This makes no sense. But, to be honest, Kendra's betrayal was a surprise. If only you were that smart all the time, game. With Nicole's help, we get Kendra back to Ishimura so we could take the shuttle to the planet, return the marker and end this madness.
You're doing the right thing, Isaac. We're together now. The way it always should have been. I knew you'd come back for me.
And there is a thing in all this situation I just hate. Okay, you brought the shuttle back. Why the fuck didn't you kill the traitor that is on the shuttle? Who can shoot you in the back of the head while you are driving it? Why didn't she do it if Isaac is so freaking stupid? Did common sense just leave the universe? All the things that were going on in the game in the very end are totally unnecessary. The game just lost me there. All the time that I was doing all these things on the planet, I was wondering, why the hell didn't I kill Kendra, who is clearly on the shuttle and who will try to kill me, and I personally brought her back to the planet? And why the hell didn't she kill me while I was piloting it? It would be so much easier. Eventually, we get the marker to the point it was taken from, and we got this scene.
Thank you, Isaac. I always believed in you. I knew you'd return to me. We are whole again, Isaac. We are whole.
So clearly, she was a hallucination, which is not a surprise, and only a special child could have thought otherwise at this point. And now it's crystal clear that Isaac was manipulated by the hive mind into returning the marker to it. So, what? So you're telling me that I was doing a hive mind's bidding at least for the last hour or so, and it was still trying to kill me with necromorphs that it also controls? Why? What's the point? Seconds before it tried to kill me with its own tentacles that I shot off. And now, thank you, Isaac. What the fuck? And also, does it want to be imprisoned by the marker? None of it is actually explained. Because another plot twist awaits.
Isaac, you really didn't think I was just gonna walk away, did you? I can't do that. Marker's coming with me.
What a fucking surprise! Kendra is alive and came to the planet on the same shuttle as we did, since there is no other way, and now she tries to steal the marker and kill Isaac. I wasn't expecting that!
It's a shame. I was starting to like you. Even if you are insane. What, you don't believe me? Take a look at yourself. Better yet, take a look at the video from Nicole. And this time, watch it right to the end.
Isaac, it's me. I wish I could talk to you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about everything. I wish I could just talk to someone. It's all falling apart here. I can't believe what's happening. It's strange. Such a little thing. In the end, it all comes down to this one little thing. I didn't want it to end like this. I really wanted to see you again. Just once. I loved you. I always loved you.
Oh wow, another twist! Nicole was dead all the time! What an amazing turn of events that was explained a minute ago! I'm so shocked, I need a minute. Well, at least we get some emotion from Isaac. Finally! Anyway, Hive Mind gets really pissed, kills Kendra, and we fight one of the easiest and a pretty boring boss. And fly away to see Isaac's face, who lived happily ever after. Or not. So, this was the story of Dead Space, which is the most boring piece of shit imaginable. The story of Isaac isn't engaging at all, since there is no emotion in the guy, only sheer desire to fix stuff, and all the subplots end with absolutely nothing. It was supposed to be the story of the husband trying to rescue the loved one from monsters of nightmares, finding her and losing her again. The story of manipulation and broken hopes, not the fucking space mechanic bullshit, and the ending is just abysmal. Even the Mass Effect 3 ending was better, and it's quite hard to beat in respect of nonsense and plot holes, but Dead Space managed to do it somehow. Okay, let's dive into the gameplay. It's a horror game after all, so if the atmosphere is okay, you can overlook the plot holes, right? The action takes place on USG Ishimura, a spaceship, which is a quite scary place considering that you are in a dark abyss, millions of light years away from home in a contained metal box with giant engines attached to it. claustrophobia, paranoia and other mental diseases can occur. So, the developers of Dead Space thought, how do we make this scary environment as boring as humanly possible? And the busters found their answer: jump scares. Holy shit, there are a lot of jump scares in this game. Actually, all the scares are jump scares. They went even further. Even ordinary stuff is a jump scare, like communications between characters.
Isaac, come in.
Or watering plants in hydroponics. For 10 hours, there is nothing but jump scares. Who the hell thought it can be scary? Jump scares are the lowest, the simplest form of horror. You don't base your entire game on it, you pull them out once or twice, after that they just become infuriating. Or after a while you just become mildly annoyed and stop paying any attention. Let's make an experiment here. Watch this. I hope you enjoyed it, cause this is Dead Space in a nutshell, a jump scare after a jump scare. Another problem is that when monsters are not jumping at you, they announce their presence way in advance, and you can see them a mile away. But what irritates me the most is the music. Whenever necromorphs appear, your ears are blown by quote-unquote scary music, and the only way to stop it is to kill the bastards. But it will continue playing until you kill them, even if you don't see the last one and it's stuck somewhere a mile away from you. Also, there are a lot of gamey things in Dead Space that destroy your immersion. Actually, the UI of the game is great, and I like how it's integrated into the world. The fact that the game doesn't pause when you use it is also great, and I don't even mind the totally impractical health meters attached to people's backs. But whoever thought of money and store systems should be at least punched in the face couple of times? They don't make any sense. Yeah, there would be money in space, but why do you find it lying around everywhere and even baby monsters drop it? And the store. The worst freaking idea ever. It feels totally out of place. Things you can buy there are just shocking. Why does it sell med packs and power tools to general public? What's the deal with schematics? Are you saying that a store can produce a military grade rifles if a schematic is placed into it? And then anyone can buy it. And what's up with the suit upgrade? Is it a futuristic changing cabin? And if I want a new pair of jeans, I need to use that thing? Fuck you, my dear sir! Save system doesn't help to build up tension as well. Remember how in all survival horrors, finding a save point brought happiness and joy, a small relief in a hostile world. Well, how do we ruin that, thought Dead Space developers. Let's introduce a checkpoint system, said one of them. Even if you manage to die in this game somehow, it doesn't matter at all, because there is a checkpoint outside every more or less hard part of the game. Save stations themselves are only needed if you decided to quit, which makes them totally pointless. And fear for your life also fades because you can retry a heartbeat over and over again with no punishment whatsoever. The upgrade system on the other hand is pretty good, but totally unnecessary because it results in using only 2 or 3 weapons during the game. If the game has so many weapons, all of them should be useful for certain situations, but in Dead Space, the last weapon you acquire will always be worse than the very first weapon you get, since you upgraded it to the max. I killed the last boss with my default gun, and since the game knows what weapons you have, it only gives you ammo for them, not encouraging switching to something new at all. I have found ammo for guns I didn't have only couple of times, and I'm entirely sure it's totally possible to finish the game only using your default weapon, and it won't be even hard. Oh, and there are also third sections which are total bullshit. A game does a really poor job of building up tension and atmosphere. Everything is obvious, you can see monsters like a mile away, or they jump at you so often that at some point you stop giving a shit. And if you don't see them, go looking for them until the music stops, then you can move on to the next objective. The most interesting parts for me were the vacuum bits, where you can hear only your footsteps and Isaac's breath. The oxygen is also limited, which makes the situation even more intense. But the game does almost nothing with it, it's like it's afraid to scare you. Level design is also mediocre. First of all, from an aesthetic point of view, there is not much you can do with the ship's environment, so some of the interior looks weird to the point of funny. For example, this hallway makes no sense and would never exist on the real ship. Second of all, levels are way too linear. You just move from one objective to another. Yes, there are side rooms, but it's not exploration, it's just a room with useful shit in it, and that's it. Real exploration should take you much further and should lead to something. I'm not talking about a slightly better map pack, I'm talking about a micro story that you could totally miss. Like a survivor that begs to kill you or a child that you can save. It should take time and be rewarding. Checking a room for extra ammo isn't it? Combat itself in Dead Space is really strange. It is like the game cannot decide what it wants to be, which results in poor performance in every area. We have a protagonist from a survival horror who runs and moves like a tired old man and clearly isn't a trained marine, but the amount of monsters literally trying to zerg you and the incredible amounts of ammo you get are taken from a third-person shooter. As a result, combat feels crippled. This is actually it. The main problem of the game is that it cannot decide what it wants to be. Just imagine if it was a full-on survival horror, where you have 10 bullets, the best solution is to run, and your fears and hallucinations drive you to the edge of insanity. Or a full-on third-person shooter, where you play as an agile space marine who kills stuff by hundreds with his plasma cutter. Either way would be better than this crippled piece of shit. Oh, and give a story writing job to anyone but a retarded monkey.
Couldn't be easy, could it? I don't know how much more of this I can take.
I can't actually recommend this game to anyone. It sucks. Period. Even if you're mildly interested in it, just watch a Let's Play on YouTube. You will get much more fun watching someone pretending to be scared than playing this disaster of a game. Why am I hating it so much? Perhaps because I like the setting. It's really awesome. So much could be done in a world like this, and all that they could come up with is total disappointment. The name's GrrrVahrrr, and I shall see you from within my next video.
Goodbye, goodbye, see you again. Goodbye, goodbye, see you, my friends. Goodbye, goodbye, I had fun today.